Am I being a transgressor? And so on, and inshallah, in that way, the verses will have more effect, and they will hit the heart of the believer more than just allowing it to bypass themselves. What are some points that we learned from this surah? A gem that we learned from this surah, something that you learned right now that you didn't know before. When I say something that we learned, not necessarily something that I said, but something that you benefited from, into the place. So you learned that we need to put ourselves in the place of these verses that speak about hellfire, and we never think about ourselves. And actually, Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, someone asked him about a verse, and they said, it's a very harsh verse, and they said, wasn't this revealed for the people of the book, the Jews and Christians? And he said, oh, what beautiful cousins the Jews are to you. That every bad verse in the Qur'an is for them, and all the verses of Jannah are for you. And he said, no, that's not the way it is. Because Allah tells us their story as a lesson for us, that if we follow the same path, our end will be the same end. And also something that we learn is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying no to something. So it's either there in the verse, like there may be an incorrect statement that came before that kalla, or it's understood. As you see from verse 5, عَلَّمَ الْإِنسَانَ مَا لَمْ يَعْلَمْ, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says kalla. Kalla what? إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَيَطْغَى. Meaning that, like the sister said, like she may have had a different belief about like the self-sufficiency before. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's almost like Allah saying that kalla, this is the wrong understanding. This is the wrong understanding. So the kalla will either have brackets, and a lot of times it's not there in the English, but a person has to contemplate and think about that more. And I think you'll feel it coming out more and more. As you go more into the Qur'an, it's almost like the Qur'an is filtering out our programming, right? And it'll start cleaning our minds. And like I said, this is just Juz'u Amma. This is the beginning. This was one surah. And the whole Qur'an is waiting for us to discover.